One thing I find amazing about the Bible is it's freed me from all of this organizational indoctrination. So you have business, churches, and schools, and all of this other stuff, and it's just all tradition and money. Whenever a mom and a dad both go to work, they send their kids to these adoption agencies called school. So a mother and a father can go 18 to 20 years without even really knowing what it's like to have a normal relationship with your child, much less another person, because especially in our time, the chances are that mother and father went through school, so they're not even having a normal life because they've been turned into a permanent child who will never know what it's like to have matured into adulthood, because they'll spend the rest of their life buying into advertising and being a good consumer of media and maybe newspapers. That's a form of media, and television. Reading useless books that just fill your head with more nonsense because you're stuck in a childlike state where all you want is fun and entertainment and never take the time to do anything serious. So whenever you talk to people out in the public, they'll be dressed in their regalia, looking regal like a king, like the Rex Sacrorum, looking like a ritual king of the sacraments and the mysteries. And they'll be seeing the movements of these financial situations, and all that they're concerned about is chasing dollar bills and ensuring that they're making more money by whatever interaction that they're having with other people and making themselves look good, because making yourself look good is tied to how much money that you're gonna make and profit from. And you can't have any wasted social interactions or put yourself in a negative light to anybody with the agenda of making money from people. Is that how Jesus lived? Was Jesus just dressed up in fancy regalia and constantly trying to make money off of his disciples and threatening them that if they don't tithe, they're going to hell, and raking in dough off of them? Well, he was accused of that. They called him a wine babber and said that basically he's just looking for free handouts, right? They were even racist against Jesus when they called him a Samaritan and said he had a devil, because the Jews called the Samaritans Ham-Arets. So they were saying that he was a northerner, good for nothing. So we find that these things are constantly reliving themselves. We're taught false history, we're taught a false reality, and it's to keep us at bay, just to keep us dumb and dumbed down, and no one's taught heuristic thinking heuristic thinking and dialectic thinking, to where you can learn how to actually interact with people and learn logical thinking, or even tied to that would be emotional thinking, like learning how emotions tie to logic, and maybe get a little indignant about the evil stuff that's going on the planet and have some zeal and be jealous over the wickedness that goes on, and having an emotional tie to your logic, like have a passion for what you're doing. Jesus certainly had passion in Matthew 23, and like most people wouldn't even imagine that Jesus said those kinds of things in Matthew 23 because they're being taught ecumenism and syncretism, just to anything goes. Everyone just let's hold hands and coexist, and slap a coexist sticker on the back of my car. When in reality, Jesus lived a separate life, and so did the disciples. They weren't going and they weren't having nice interactions with the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and we see how that ended with the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and they got together with their cousins and their kinfolk, the high priests, and went and arrested Jesus and had him put to death, and smite the shepherd and the sheep will scatter, because the disciples scattered. So we just see these devils moving their money. Daimon, which is one of the words translated devil, is the movement of these fortunes, and that's constantly what people are doing. They want to be gods, they want to show themselves gods, and they want to move product. And that's what the churches are. Church isn't a biblical word. They put it in the Bible, but ecclesia has nothing to do with what the world calls church. The ecclesia is the instrumentality, the Christ in its form upon the earth, while Christ is in the head who is in the heavenlies, and Christ the body is upon the earth, because he is the head, we are his body. We do what the head tells us to, and we make motions on the earth as instrumentality. Know you not that your body is the temple? And we're the body together, the spiritual stones. We are a royal priesthood, a nation of kings and priests, a kingdom of priests. And we are spiritual stones written on with the finger of God. On the fleshy tables of the heart, we are living epistles, known and read of all. Well, I hope this helps, and I appreciate you watching. All right.